Hey guys, got something big to announce to you guys today. DCTV show merch is now officially launched. It's in the link in the description below. All the proceeds go back towards the channel, so I really appreciate your support. If you're a big fan of the channel, I would really appreciate if you could get at least one piece of merch. It would mean the world to me. But we have lots of different things, like here's a sweatshirt, here's a hoodie, I'm wearing a maroon one, and also we got like, you know, a simple blue and black t-shirt. There is lots of different styles, lots of different colors. It's very simple. And for those of you guys who are big fans of the channels and want to support me, if you get 2 items or more, I'm going to be doing a special giveaway. I'm going to be giving every person who does that a special Arrowverse related gift sent in the post to you. And it's going to be signed by me and with a letter as well. And so yeah, that's like a special offer to launch the store. It's the DCTVshow.tmail.com, and it's a UK based store, but you can get it from anywhere around the world and it's going to ship to you. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and thanks for your support. Enjoy the rest of the video. Okay guys, so let's get into today's main topic. We're going to be talking about a potential crossover that is going to be happening in The Flash Season 9. Now this has been something that has been teased for the last year or so. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was during the previous season of The Flash, and Eric Wallace, the showrunner of The Flash, was basically talking to Andy from the Flash podcast, who, as you guys know, is now pretty much a regular on my live streams that I do every Thursday on the channel. But anyway, so Andy was talking to Eric Wallace about season 8 and the current episodes that were airing at the time, and Eric obviously talked about all of that, but he also talked about the future. And so obviously Andy was doing his best to ask a lot of questions in terms of, you know, getting answers out of him about future teasers that he could tease. And one of the teasers that he was able to talk about, and one of those teasers was in fact about a Supergirl character coming over to the Flash by themselves. And now this is something that, like I said, he initially teased, but then the next time Eric Wallace did an interview with the Flash podcast, Andy was able to get out of him, in fact, a follow-up on his previous question in the other interview. And it was at that point that Eric Wallace pretty much said, yeah, we've had these conversations with this specific star from Supergirl, and it seems things are going ahead. Now, we haven't heard anything since that last article about it. However, we've been assuming this is going to be happening, and obviously they want it to be a surprise for fans, so that's why they haven't announced anything. And I'm going to talk about it here today because I literally just heard about this yesterday from Paigey, in fact, on the after party on Eric's channel. But somehow I totally missed out on the fact that a couple of months ago, I don't remember exactly, but it was pretty early on in the Flash Season 9 filming. They're about episode 6 right now, and it was around episode 2 time, so fairly early on in the beginning of filming for this new season. But apparently Nicole Maines was in Vancouver during episode 2's filming. Now apparently the online explanation for her being in Vancouver was she was at some sort of event. However, she was around for a while. I don't know exactly how many days, but you know, even if it's just a cameo or just like a 1 episode thing, it could be she's there for like 5 days of shooting and they just somehow were able to keep it under wraps. But I think the fact that she was in Vancouver is just a big sign. And this was the main person that we were thinking about in terms of which Supergirl actor and character is going to show up, because Eric Wallace specifically said in those interviews it was someone that had never shown up on The Flash before. Now, all that leaves is pretty much Nia Now and Kelly Olsen. I don't believe they've been on The Flash ever before, and this includes crossover episodes that were just on The Flash. So that rules out Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, Alex Danvers because of Armageddon, and even someone like Mon-El because of the musical crossover. So from the start, I think we've been fairly confident in saying that it's probably not going to be Kelly Olsen, because I don't think that has the kind of fan anticipation that someone like Nicole Maines showing up as Nia Now, aka Dreamer, on The Flash would do. And I feel like Dreamer is a great fit for The Flash, and it's a character that has been growing ever since Supergirl ended with season 6 just over a year ago. and she's literally the only character that has continued on beyond Alex. Obviously Alex appeared in Armageddon after Supergirl ended, so technically she's already appeared post Supergirl ending, but Nicole Maines has been working on the comics, and she's been basically writing Dreamer and introducing her to the world of DC Comics, so she's kind of expanding that character. Also, Dreamer randomly got a skin on Fortnite, so she's still a big thing, and this is all beyond Supergirl's ending. So I think it's a no-brainer, and I've said this for a long time, that she would be the one to actually appear in the Flash crossover because it would generate the most hype. And it's someone that I think would definitely fit in the Flash show, even just for one episode. And so I think with the fact that Nicole Maines was there during episode 2, we can maybe expect a appearance. I don't know how substantial the appearance is, because really I don't know the exact details of how long she was in Vancouver for and everything like that. They've obviously kept it under wraps, and they weren't shooting in public because we would have got set photos unless they somehow like evaded everyone, but I think that's unlikely. So a lot of the scenes, if she is in the Flash this season, are going to probably be contained, or there's going to be some CGI scenes where she's outside and obviously they just filmed it on like a green screen. So I do think that there is a way for them to not actually reveal it and actually this still be a real thing, because they've done this before. They've had people come in and we don't realize, like for instance Ezra Miller, when he showed up in Crisis, that was just like a scene indoors and no one knew about that. That was heavily restricted on who actually was given that information that he was going to show up, so it was a huge surprise. And I think this is going to be a big surprise because it hasn't been that publicly acknowledged by anyone, and it's pretty much only us, like us DCTV YouTubers, that know about this because we read the Flash podcast and we read the article and we pay attention to what Eric Wallace is saying. And obviously you guys who watch our videos, you know that there was supposed to be a Supergirl character showing up this season, and so right now I feel very confident that she's going to show up, I presume in episode 2, since that's the time that she was there. I don't know if she's going to be in like the whole episode, or is it going to be a cameo. The way that Eric Wallace initially teased it was like she's going to have a character that's going to be linked to another specific character on the show. I don't know if it's Iris, I don't know if it's Caitlin, I don't know if it's Allegra, it could be anyone. And that was the way that he initially pitched it, at least to Andy from the Flash podcast. Obviously it's been a while since then and his plans could have changed. He could have rewrote the episode, and maybe by the time that she actually showed up in Vancouver, she was only able to film for like 2 days instead of the initial maybe 5+ that Eric Wallace initially wanted her to come film for, so that could minimize time. Or if she did have more time than we are actually aware of, then maybe she's in the whole episode and she's like a big thing, which I think would be a huge deal. And Eric Wallace this season is really going for it. Like now we've seen Red Death, she's going to be a huge thing, probably the villain of the first half of the season. And it's not only played by Javicia Leslie, but also Javicia is returning as Batwoman, and they're gonna face off against each other. So that's just like absolutely crazy, just that alone. And to imagine that we have another mini crossover with potentially Nicole Maines as Dreamer showing up on The Flash in an early episode, and then followed on by that you'll see Batwoman, and then a multiversal version of Batwoman who is Red Death, and we're probably gonna see their origin of how they got their speedster powers. So yeah, this season is definitely lining up to be a big deal, and I have to wonder, do you think there is actually going to be any other kind of crossovers? Like, people are expecting, at least for the finale, there's going to be a crossover, maybe some old characters. Lots of people are expecting Stephen Amell to show up as Arrow. I think there is a definite chance that he's going to show up, maybe like 50-50 right now. But this season, yeah, like I said, is going to be definitely stacked up on those crossovers, which is definitely good for fan service in terms of, you know, this is the Flash's final season and making us nostalgic by showing us all of these past characters that are showing up again. Again, you have to remember Batwoman's not a thing anymore, Supergirl's not a thing anymore, so these characters are on shows that aren't around, and he's basically bringing them back and reviving them in a new form on the Flash, and same thing would go for if Stephen Amell shows up as Green Arrow or Oliver Queen or the Spectre or whatever version of himself in the final few episodes. It would be such a huge deal because Arrow's not around, and obviously we do have John Diggle, but we don't know how much he's going to factor into the next seasons of the shows. Probably more likely to show up on Superman and Lois because of what they teased at the end of season 2. But at the end of the day, I have to say I'm very, very happy and excited for this season of The Flash, and especially with everything that's gone on recently with the CW, with them being adamant against what the Arrowverse stands for and basically not giving a crap about any of the shows and any of the CW's other previous content. It's nice to see that at least in the Flash's final season, they're going full on. We're going to get crossovers, and it's going to feel a bit like how it was in previous years. And so yeah, that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Also, I want to remind you guys, if you want to get merch, please be sure to get it with the link in the description below, the dctvshow.tmail.com. And remember, I have a special offer for you guys. If you buy 2 or more items, I'm going to be sending you an Arrowverse related gift, whether it be a Blu-ray, DVD, or a comic book or anything like that, that's going to be signed by myself as a big thank you for your support and obviously buying the merch. I would really appreciate it because it's going to be a new source of support towards the channel. And also right now, I believe this is actually going to be limited edition merch. So this is only going to be running for about 1 month or so, and then we're going to stop it for a bit, and then we'll launch a new design. So that's just the way that it's going. So please be sure to get the merch while it's still available. Link is in the description below. So for now, thank you guys so much for watching. You can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, but I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.